man. Check the wrist, man. Got him hot. Hey, man, can't ball like this, man. Lord, past the pig skin when he stretch a distance. I'm talking a few 100,000 yards. You just on your 5th grand. Run it up, 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 count it up. Hey, hundreds and 50s and 20s, no 5s and no singles, don't count on them. Hey, she want it like me cause her blame, she can't count on him. She try to be nosy and hit up my ex, she like, girl, you can count on him.
Hey, hey, we need more, tell them we need more. Putting numbers on the board, let them keep the score. Hey, 16 cars in my front yard. Hey, 30 on my wrist, one point to guard.
Big numbers, big numbers. 100-minute bag, that's a big number. Big numbers, big numbers. Whole team counted, that's a big number. Big numbers, big numbers. 100-minute bag, that's a big number. Big numbers, blue hunts. Whole team counting, that's a big number.
Tell me what you want, what you need. Tell me what you wanna give. How much blood would you bleed? I'ma tell you I'm a misconceiver. I'm a believer. Someone better kick my fever. Tell me.
Okay, Coach, we are just west of downtown Denver off of I-25 at Empower Field at Mile High. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Oakland Raiders and the Denver Broncos. And as we see so frequently here in Colorado, that one over the end line, so it'll come out to the 25.
Let's go now. 60 outlaw.
Right there, 56. Watch the screen, watch the screen. Watch the screen.
Fire.
Throwing on first down is Locke. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. LaMarcus Joyner with a pick, and he'll get this back to the 32-yard line. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Hey, we're good, we're good.
He'll find Juju Smith-Schuster. Now he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
First carry for Josh Jacobs. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9.
Let's go.
A nice pickup of 14, and it moves the stick, sets up a 1st and goal.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
Give him 2 yards on that one. 2nd and goal now. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
On 2nd down, Swift. And he'll be stopped up after only a couple of yards as he gets it down to the 5.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
And when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
In the end, the opening drive, Charles, does yield points. Maybe not the touchdown that they wanted, though.
Yeah, but bottom line, they wanted to get something out of that drive, and they did that. 3 points, they won't turn that down at all.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Not the way they wanted to begin things. You had the interception on the first play of the game. The good news, it only led to 3 points.
And remember our conversation with him prior to the ball game? He said they had something special designed for the first play. It didn't hit. Let's see if he can rebound from it and not let it get him down.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Now Locke throwing on 2nd down. And he hits his target, Deshaun Hamilton. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
Complete to Deshaun Hamilton. It's a gain of 8. Makes it 3rd and 5.
Set. 90, Wolf.
50, check right 50. It's a party.
Go, go.
From the gun on 3rd down, Locke. And he finds Hamilton. That's complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That one going for a gain of 11 and a Bronco first down.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Let's go. 18, Gator.
Nice 50. I'm here all day. I'm here all day. Jim,
go out.
Jim. Hey, switch gears.
They'll run it here. This is Marlon Mack. And very little daylight there. He'll get a couple up to the 44.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. On 2nd down, here's Locke. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. It's the linebacker, Michael Kendricks. And his guys will set up shop at midfield at the 50-yard line. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10, right at the 50-yard line. Now after the INT, it's Carr. Open man, completes it to Smith-Schuster. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. That one will go as a gain of 11. Raiders having a first down as well. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And he'll get 4 here down to the 35-yard line.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
Hey, we're good.
Carr with a play fake to Jacobs. He'll find Smith-Schuster. That's complete. A Raider first down, 17 yards.
Smith-Schuster. It's a gain of 17 yards. First down.
Check 4.
They'll run on 1st down. Swift. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage. Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a 2nd one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdowns scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. And then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far, so good for him.
Let's go, boys. Let's go.
at their own 25-yard line.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off near the 26. And the Raiders are in for 6. Touchdown.
Now that was a beautiful play. A pick 6. How would you punctuate something like that, partner?
What do you mean, with an exclamation mark?
Exclamation mark, a big word. What would you do with that?
Ampersand?
I like it.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that makes our score 17-0. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And they just had that pick 6. I guess the only positive maybe of them returning that for a touchdown. This offense right back out onto the field to try to make up for it.
I like that because now it doesn't give them a chance to go to the bench and really settle. You know, to sit there and kind of seethe over the idea that they turned the ball over previously. Right back out there. It's almost like hopping right back on the bike after falling over. See if they can get the ball moving again.
Well, we'll see if they can do it here. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. It's the linebacker, Michael Kendricks. And to the 43. So down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over. Carr now on first down. This will be caught. Tyrell Williams. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Give him 12 yards that time and an Oakland first down. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Here we go.
Now a first down run is sniffed out from the start as they'll drop him for a loss of 4. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets him back now for 2nd down.
He's tired of me. He's tired of us. Switch. Find down.
On 2nd down now, Swift. And a solid run down inside the 30. Call it a gain of 6 on the play. That'll bring up 3rd and 8.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
They got to get it to the 21 here on 3rd down.
Let's get this. Mike 50.
Working from the gun, it's Carr. He's got a man, it's Williams. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. 17-0 our score after 1.
What now? 180.
50, Mike 50.
Deuce right T.
He's coming.
On 1st down, it's Jacobs. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. 12 more yards there and another 1st down.
Let's go, Mike 50. Let's go. You go.
9.
You got time right there. Rush in.
Here's Jacobs. And they get him down at the 1. He had the broken tackle, but ultimately could not get into the end zone. When we talk about being on schedule, I think they're on schedule after that run, getting it right down there on the doorstep.
Maybe even a little bit ahead, because now the defense can't dictate with pressure. They're guessing about where you're going to go. I might come right back at them with the same play, the same set, and see if they can stop them.
2nd and goal from the 1. To throw, it's Carr. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Able to get there and pick it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Unfortunately for him, if last week was any indication, we knew a pick was coming at some point. Last week it was interception after interception, and here we go again.
We actually quit counting last week at a certain point because I thought I was going to run out of fingers, all right, because I'm not all that skilled as a mathematician. But you're right. It felt like a matter of time, and you got to think the guys on defense, they couldn't wait for this opportunity after what they saw on tape.
A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off around the 41. And he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line. So that is 3 interceptions now in this first half, and you hate to ask the question, but let's be honest, we're thinking about it. Do you need to go in a different direction next series?
Potentially. We know that he's probably not going to be on the Pro Bowl ballot. That's not really his stature here, but he has been their starting quarterback for this game. So they've got to weigh things about who's behind him. Do they think he can snap it back into gear? Maybe change up the play calling to help him out a little bit.
Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. On 2nd down, Jacobs. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down. They haven't made much of this great starting field position they had. Here's 3rd and 6.
Hey, exit.
They fake the handoff. Now Carr. Oh, he's trying for Smith-Schuster, but it's intercepted. Good positioning, and it's picked off. And he'll take this back all the way up past the 45-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the 2nd quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Lock. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That one good for 26 and a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 28-yard line.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. On 1st down, Lock. Man open, he's got it complete to Cortland Sutton. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Bronco 1st down. Catch number 100 for his career right there, and it's good enough to keep the chains moving. Broncos with their first trip to the red zone thus far. It's 1st and 10 from the 12. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on 2nd down.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple.
25, check 20, General West.
Get it.
On second down, a run with Lindsey. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2.
Makes it 3rd and 2.
Set. 60 Pittsburgh. Block 54. Block 54. Exit. Exit. Check. Quick zone. Travel.
3rd and 2. Lock's going to throw. And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. So very close to a turnover there in the end zone. The Raider defense strong on that one in coverage, and now it's 4th. The kick by McManus is good. And they're on the board at least here. It's now 17-3. Now, that's something of a pick-me-up, and the offense certainly has struggled, but they do get the field goal before half to put 3 on the board.
Yeah, you don't want to be shut out, but let's face it, those 3 points, that's not going to solve all their problems either.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And 2 interceptions thrown here in this first half. You hear it, no matter the sport, they say the great athletes, they can kind of have a short-term memory, but that's easier said than done.
It is easier said than done, but I played with a guy who threw 2 interceptions in the first quarter of a really big game we were playing.
Johnny Unitas?
And no, not quite of that level and not of that age. But I remember
I was going for the age.
I remember looking over at him, and he was smiling. And I thought, what is he smiling about? It's because he had enough confidence in himself that that was a fluke. And he went out and played pretty well the rest of the day.
To throw again on second down. Carr. He's airing it out for Williams. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
An incomplete pass on second down. It muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10. He's got his man. It's Williams. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. 14 yards is the pickup there and a Raider first. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. A little bit of daylight on that first down run sets him up nicely. 8 yards on the carry. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. On 2nd and 2, Carr. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. It'll be a loss of 7 on the play. And they're going to face a 3rd down. Play action. Now it's Carr. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Simmons. And they will finally stop him as he's down to the 40-yard line.
So first thing that crossed my mind is why didn't they just sit on the lead and take it to the locker room? They're in good shape.
Absolutely. And from this spot on the field, now you've given the other side a chance for points here going into intermission.
Yeah, you changed the momentum of the game, and it's something you did not need to do.
Now Locke, nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Here's Locke to throw. And he finds a man with a crossing route. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half.
Hey, Delta.
56.
Ready?
Throwing his Locke on 3rd down. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off near the 29. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. We're under 20 seconds to go in the half. I'm guessing the wise play here is be safe.
That is the wise play because if you think of
it, his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off near the 44. Well, he's given his guys a shot for late points as they will take over in range for a field goal or maybe more.
Ready, set. 50 seconds to Mike. Now watch one. Let's go.
After the turnover, here's Locke. And this is going to be hauled in. Oh, what a catch at the 10. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. And McManus able to put it through. So we have reached halftime here in an 11-point contest. As now we send you out to Orlando and hook back up with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. The Raiders with the lead already, and they will get the football here as the second half is now underway. This fielded at the 2. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively.
Me and you all day. I'm coming after you.
93. 90.
From the 36, Carr. That's caught by his tight end, Foster Moreau. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 40. Well, that tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
Hey, Mike's 50.
You're mine.
Check Mike.
They'll run on first down. Swift. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. Calling a loss of 2 on the play. And it'll be 2nd and 12.
At the 42-yard line.
Down. Mike 50. 180. 180. We're good. 180.
Carr going to throw. Going deep to the end zone for Juju. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down.
A lot of contact there, but there was no way it appeared that he was going to get a flag on that one. Looking for it, but he wasn't going to get it. And as an ex-defensive back, you love it when they let you play and jostle downfield.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Open man, Smith-Schuster, it's complete. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 14 yards is the pickup there and a Raider first.
Down. 185.
Here we go.
Yo, Chief.
Watch the ship.
On first down, Swift. And only able to muster a couple down to about the 27.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
29. Watch the screen.
Throwing now is Carr. And the Broncos get there and take him down. Von Miller doing what he does best with a sack.
Enough takes to start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Now Carr, and able to find Dorsett. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. A pickup of 24 on the third down conversion.
What down? Waiting.
Check 45, come on. Check tight, check tight. Check tight. Watch the safety creep.
One, later one.
To throw his car. Catch made, it's Moreau. Down to the 6-yard line on a pickup of 6 as he gets halfway to the goal line. A gain of 6 there on first. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Back to the running game with Jacobs. And that'll get him halfway there as he takes it from the 6 to the 3-yard line.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. It makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
The quick slant caught. They only got 2, but that was enough as they'll convert to make it 1st and goal.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And this will result in him losing yardage back to the 3. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting to see. Offensive lines had to pass block a lot on this drive. Will they be able to revert and fire out and create some space in the run game?
On 2nd down, Swift. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
First and 10 at the 50-yard line.
Ready to break.
54. Mike 54. You don't want this.
Hey, orbit.
54.
5.
From midfield, here's Locke. He's going to launch this thing. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Carl Joseph. And he's able to get it back to right around the 27. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offense coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through.
And now a fumble. The ball's out. The Broncos say they have it. They do. So the defense there, opportunistic.
It's nice to give them credit, isn't it? Because so many times it's more a matter of what the offensive guy didn't do. He didn't secure the ball, didn't cover up. In this case, let's just give credit to where it belongs. Knocked it free, made a big play.
Here's a run on first down that won't even get back to the line of scrimmage. He will lose a yard. 2nd and 11. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. On 2nd and 11 now. Lock. Open man, that's Noah Fant, the tight end. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 18 big yards on that one, and a Denver first.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it. Sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
Welcome back now to Denver. It's the Broncos trailing, but they do have possession of the football as we begin quarter number 4.
Ready, ready. 18 Gators. 66.
On 1st and 10, here's Locke. This is the tight end Fant. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Noah Fant, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Broncos capitalize on the fumble and turn it into 6. Extra point from McManus is good. And that makes it 24-13. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
At the 25-yard line.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Shotgun now for Carr. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one good for 26 and a first down. Well, they had held him pretty well in check, but if you recall back in the 1st quarter, you said they needed to avoid the big play. He finally gets loose.
And the thing about it, it doesn't have to be a bunch of big plays. Sometimes one big play can be enough. That's why it's tough to deal with a guy like that.
Switch it, switch it, switch it. Come on, switch it.
They'll run on first down. Swift. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And that'll make it 2nd and 12. Carr now to throw. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off near the 29. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran the wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them.
At the 31-yard line.
Let's get it.
Ready.
54. Mike 54.
Hey, Sam on.
Big ass.
Hit it.
From the 31, Locke. He'll let this go deep for Sutton. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. They look to throw. It's locked. And my goodness, another interception. He's picked off at his own 47. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used the calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
A pickup of 10, and it's enough for an Oakland first down. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Under 4 to go now as they come up on 2nd down.
Keep it up, defense. Keep it up, guys.
Now they'll throw with Carr. He's got a first down and much more inside the 20. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. As his guys are in for 6. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning? Right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
This is taken at his 4. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
On the ready.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Max Crosby. Credit him with a sack as he buries him for a loss of 10. The Broncos on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 17. To throw it is Locke. They'll run the screen with Mack. Good contain, no gain on the screen, and it'll bring up 4th down.
I know you've got a baseball background, right?
A little bit. Started minor league ball.
Yeah, you did some of that, right? What do they do when they do the signals? An indicator, right?
Tells you whether it goes or not, yeah.
Yeah, whether the play's on or not. How about the indicators offensive linemen give when they're getting ready to run a screen pass? And if those get red, well, we just saw that there, didn't we?
No gain.
No gain. Deciphered it.
And now here is another interception. LaMarcus Joyner with a pick. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line. Gosh, you add up last week and this week now, that's 9 interceptions in this 2-game stretch, and we're not done here.
It's almost like they can't even believe their eyes. Or maybe, partner, is the confidence level in him so high that they believe he'll get out of it and make plays for them to win a game.
Well, they've said they believe in him. That's being tested right here. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8. So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on 1st down. Carr going to give it to Jacobs. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Raider football as we get you reset. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory. Now Carr. And this is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. Juju Smith-Schuster, his second touchdown on the season. And the Raiders take advantage of field position on the turnover to cash this one in. Still an important piece of business to take care of, the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. This is taken at his 4. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. A pass there complete to Sutton. The reception good for 7. It's third down.
6-man. 61. Match box. Right. Check it.
To throw on third down. Block. And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Carl Joseph. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line. The number 7 usually lucky here, not for him. 7 picks he's thrown in this game. That's only happened 6 times since 1960.
And I know that the most recent time it happened, the guy who threw him, he had won a Heisman Trophy in college, so sometimes you just have a lousy game. Doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad career, but when you're talking about one game, 7, you're right, not lucky at all.
Yeah, Ty Detmer, the last to do it in 2001, to throw 7 picks. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4.
All day, just like that, just like that.
They'll keep it on the ground. Swift, and he's going to get hit at the line of scrimmage and driven backwards. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be third down.
And it's third down.
So this one, a victory for the Oakland Raiders, and they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half that put this one on ice.
So you get the sense that whatever was said at halftime obviously hit home. I think it's a little bit more than that, though. Obviously, there are words that are said, and, hey, come on, guys, we have to play better. But sometimes it's just sharpening your execution, sharpening your focus, and maybe doing the things you practiced all week without major adjustments, just doing them better, and that got it done in this one.
So for Oakland, they did what they needed to do. They split their first 2 road games of the year, and they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Broncos, they'll drop to 0-2, and they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.